Anzac Parade Canberra was created as an Australian military commemorative precinct. It has commemoration for every war that we've fought. World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea, even peacekeepers and peacemakers are being commemorated there at the moment. But our first war is not there commemorated, and it is not an insignificant war. 1,000 young Australians died in South Africa, and they are not commemorated in Anzac Parade Canberra.
They'd formed a national association. They had lists of descendants. My father happened to have gone to the Boer War. That was my linkage. Others, their grandparents, uncles and so forth.
I think I was brought in because I had the ability to do realist sculpture, which expands the storytelling aspect of the work. So it was a matter of imagining 4 soldiers that were riding through a landscape, 4 horsemen that portray members of the Commonwealth Horse, which was the first iteration of the Australian Army. Each piece is very highly detailed and differentiated to show the variety of gear that was worn.
But I'm a passionate Australian, like other Australians. We're all very passionate about our nation. But as you get older, and it was linkages back, you suddenly realise there was this great spirit that built this nation. And we can't forget that spirit. And that's really the purpose, I think, of the memorial.
My hope for the memorial is that everyone that sees it will come to terms with Australia's military history and how important it is to become aware of the horror of war and the sacrifice of war and what wonderful, brave things our soldiers did in South Africa.
I hope that they see a good artistic portrayal of a period of Australian history that hasn't really been talked about much, in that the Boer War has largely been neglected and faded out of history because of the Gallipoli experience has overshadowed that period. Whereas the reality is that the Boer War was Australia's first war, 15 years before the First World War. I think there is value in bringing our attention back to a very, very significant historical period.
May the 31st this year, 2017, is a very important date because that's the date of the dedication of this fabulous memorial.
The ceremony will be streamed live across the internet. Well, apart from the magnificent memorial of the 4 horses, we will have a large crowd with a military ceremony. It's being conducted by the Australian Ceremonial Unit. We will have the Federation Guard, the band, the vocalists, padre, ushers, the whole works.
It's a very, very important day in the history of Australia.